What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther, back with a video. In today's video is actually another, it's actually a Mulan movie news update video. Again, all the stuff that's happening with Mulan and Disney Plus and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Also, I was going to post this article, I don't know if you guys care or not. But pretty much, you don't know, when Disney announced the Mulan, Disney Plus thing, whatever, the stock, I don't know if you guys care about stocks or, bonds and all that stuff, whatever, the money market type of stuff. Their stocks went up by like 10%, whatever, and investors and shareholders are like, okay, Disney, we'll give you a little bit of money. You're fine for now until we see the numbers. It seems like they calm down the shareholders, investors, and the people who are, who funded, or the bankers and stuff like that. Again, this comes from Deadline.com. It says UK cinema owner, I guess French cinema owner, blindsided by Disney Mulan decision. It's a fuck you to exhibitors. Again, I will link the article in the description box down below. And I'm trying to exactly what they're doing this, everything being delayed. The exhibitor described the move as cruel, and said the relationship going forward is going to be hurt unless the studio makes good further down the line. Speculating, they suggest the House of Mouse could repay cinemas by negotiating exposition terms for the future. A point of confusion today has Mulan has been a point of confusion today has been around why Disney won't let cinemas screen Mulan day to day in international markets where venues have reopened in a meaningful way. It could be easier for their relationship with the major currents to not do today and the date and miss theatrical release. One exhibitor suggests pointing to the Fergo around Trolls as well, the Universal AMC deal, noting that UK cinemas outside of AMC owned still has firm winding policies. Other factors as minimum cost, digital only release, and the huge opportunity to experiment from monopolizing a huge profile tentpole on its own platform, such as ticket costs of $29.99. The UK also has not been confirmed. It's also being suggested that it's one cinema owner and blah blah blah, and there's others as well. And again, you guys can read the whole entire thing, but pretty much this is just a confirmation, to show you that cinemas ain't really doing that hot. It's sad, but we kind of knew this was something like this was gonna go happen. But again, I'm not surprised about this. I think it's sad. It does suck. But again, this is something I kind of knew was going to happen. You feel me? Like, especially with the pandemic, it shows you with, Disney. It shows you all these movie studios, right? Because the problem is, I even talked to one of my friends, right? He works at AMC. I have other friends who work at AMC as well. And I told him is that, because they were kind of like defending Disney and stuff like that. And I kind of told him is that Disney don't give a fuck about y'all. They care about the money. They're dealing with shareholders, investors, and they don't care about other people in the long term. They kind of, like the Star Wars fans and the Phantom Menace been saying for a couple years that Disney's kind of an evil, greedy corporation, kind of like every other greedy, evil corporation. But the point I'm trying to say is that Disney really doesn't care. And also the problem is, right now they're in $100 billion in debt. They just lost $5 billion because of the pandemic. Now imagine going on further. And I think I knew something like this would eventually happen, because it just shows you that the pandemic just accelerated. And to me, which will suck, but I don't want it to happen, I think it's going to turn into like arcades, and it's going to be the same thing that Blockbuster. I think it's going to be the same thing how Netflix destroyed Blockbuster. I think it'll be the same way how GameCube and PlayStation and Xbox destroyed arcades. And I think, something like this that Disney does will destroy movie theaters. So if you think people are like, oh, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, and I understand what it is. Like, going to movie theaters is a pain in the ass, it's expensive as hell, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather pay $29.99 than deal with all the BS. People kicking, cursing, on their phones, yelling, interrupting. I understand from a lot of people's point of view. Like, I spent all this money and, you have all these people interrupting, stuff like that, so I can just watch it at the comfort of my home. You don't have to take out a whole freaking loan just to, gas and food and stuff like that. You could pay $20.99, watch it with the family of four. I mean, that's good for a family of four, but if you're like a couple or maybe just a regular person, that's not really a good deal for you. I mean, you might do that for a Black Widow, but you're not going to do that with like other movies going forward. You feel me? When you do that, you're like, oh man, I'm spending like a lot, over $100 on like three or four movies. You feel me? I'm not doing all that. You feel me? And I think the problem is that a lot of workers, if you're a movie theater owner, even movie theater worker, or anyone who works in movie theaters, this is pretty much a purge to you guys. You feel me? Because if this is successful, right? And I feel like my mom even said like, this is probably gonna be successful. Why? Because people are stuck at home. It's appealing to families. You know, it doesn't matter. The hardcore movie people who are on YouTube, they're gonna go buy it. I don't care what they say. They're gonna say this and that, this and that, this, and they're gonna watch. They're gonna pay the $30, whatever. Especially if you're a YouTube movie channel, you definitely need to freaking keep your channel somewhat relevant. So you guys will definitely pay the $30 for freaking Mulan, whatever. And most of y'all probably have Disney Plus anyway. So they're people already, you know, they're gonna do it. Twitter, they're like, hell no, 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 no. Listen, y'all gonna do it regardless. I don't care. You guys are bored as hell. You can't do shit. I don't care what anyone says. Unless you're maybe in Florida, you can do a bunch of crazy crap. But in Jersey and New York and a lot of other states in the country, we can't really go to bars and nightclubs and social gatherings and stuff like that. So again, I know people are gonna spend money on that Mulan. The problem is that, you know, they get 100% of the revenue, but when it comes to movie theaters and studios, I think studios get like 70% or 60%, and movie theaters get like 30 or 40%. So if they do, Disney's doing it this way where, you know, they don't have to go through like another iTunes or VOD, whatever. That $20.99 goes straight to the pocket. They don't have to split it with anybody. So if this does really well, which I think it will probably will, people say it's gonna flop, it's this and that. I think it's gonna make money, and I think if it makes money, let's say it makes like $700-800 million just by pure revenue, and also think about it, you can also get other Disney Plus, you know, subscribers as well. So let's say, for example, right, it's like, let's say you get like 10 million. You can tell they've done the math with this. I don't care what anyone says. Even I'm looking, I'm like, okay, they're doing the math with this, right? So let's say, like, I think they have like 60 million subscribers. Let's say they have, they'll get 10 million new subscribers, right? And you have to pay the $7, you know, $7.99, whatever. Let's just say the $7, whatever, right? 10 million times 7, so that's an extra 70 million in their pocket. You feel me? I'm just doing by the math, whatever, right? So they get probably 70 million extra, and then another 700 million or 800 million in pure revenue if it works, right? So they're making more money by doing this than they are with the movie theaters. So let's say if they make $1 billion, right? Let's just say they make $1 billion with Mulan, if let's just go with that, right? And they get 60% of the revenue, right? So that means they get 600 million, and theaters get 400 million, right? They just made an extra 100, 200 million more than they did splitting it with the theaters. You feel me? So again, this is gonna happen. I think they're gonna get rid. I think a lot of if you work at a movie theaters, I even told my friend about this. Said, yo, Disney's pretty much gonna put you out of work, and it took him a while to kind of. I texted him a while back, and I guess he hasn't replied back. But I think he has to realize is that your jobs are on your line, right? If this is successful, right, and Mulan makes a bunch of money, they're gonna do it with Black Widow, and then Soul's gonna do it. Then other studios gonna do it, like Warner Brothers. They'll drop, maybe not Tenet right away. They'll drop Wonder Woman. Then you'll have Universal drop Fast and Furious, James Bond, all these other movies, and then boom, 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 slowly kill the movie theaters because they won't have any other new movies to premiere. I mean, it's cool to pull on old movies, but eventually people want something new, you feel me? So you're going to hurt them from that point of view. And also the problem is, by the time, if the movie theaters do come back, let's say they come back in mid-2021, they won't have anything new to premiere for a very, very long time. So, and also, will they have enough stuff to that the studios can produce to get more people back in the movie theaters? You feel me? Because a lot of stuff has been delayed because of production and stuff like that. So again, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. The movie theater owner, I feel bad for y'all. Movie theaters, I definitely feel bad. I feel like, in my perspective, it's going to be like, I don't think movie theaters will completely die out. I just think where it will be more of it's going to be more of a luxury. Like, you got to kind of like wine and dine your customers a lot more, you feel me? Because it's going to be like the American comic book shops. It's going to be like arcades, where it's going to be like more of a niche kind of thing, you feel me? Like, people are not going to rush to the movie theaters like that. I mean, you'll have some hardcore movie people, but the general public is like, if I could pay $20.99, stay at my home, or pay $100 with food, drinks, gas, I'm gonna do the $29.99. Boom, like that's just what it is. You feel me? I don't have to deal with all the BS. So I think if movie theaters are still around, if they are, they're gonna have to really wine and dine the customers. You feel me? They have to really, really convince them to come back. You feel me? So again, it sucks. It is what it is. A lot of business is getting hit. It just shows that Disney really doesn't give a crap as long as it's about money. And I do think eventually Disney has to stay away from the SJW, social justice warriors type messaging and a pander to Twitter and stuff like that. Because right now you guys are in financial debt, your parks are shut down, and you guys have to make money. If you guys don't, you go bankrupt, and then shareholders, investors will pull their money out and use it for something else. So again, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day. Take care.